everybody. I'm Sav and this is Katie, and we are in a band called The Accidentals. We are an indie folk pop trio, and we tour about a couple hundred dates a year. We do some workshops in schools for kids, and we play several different instruments. But today we're here to talk about the string instruments that we play and the effects pedals that we use to get our stage sounds.
So we're going to start with one of our favorite pedals, and we recommend this to any string player out there. We think this is super helpful. And this pedal has been our savior on tour many times.
Really has.
It's called the LR Baggs Venue DI. And one of our favorite things is it's got a really simple, quick EQ, which means no matter what room you're in, what night it is, you have the flexibility to adjust your lows, your mids, add or take away some highs on your instrument. It's been super helpful for us. In addition to that, it's got a great mute and built-in tuner with a really bright display, so no matter how dark the club is that you might be playing, you can see your tuner really easily. It's also got a built-in boost, so I like to use this on my cello if I'm going to be switching from bowing to playing a bass line or playing some chords. So without the boost, it sounds like this. And then if I add the boost on, get a little more signal. It helps cut through the mix a bit. So we'll also use it sometimes if Sav or I are jumping into a solo and we need to cut above the band. So we highly recommend checking out the LR Baggs Venue DI.
So the second most basic pedal that we recommend to most string players is a reverb pedal. I use an Electro-Harmonix Holy Grail reverb pedal, and the reason why I use Electro-Harmonix is because they do a really great job of interpreting really big waveforms and signals that violins and cellos tend to have. There's three different types of reverb on here. There's the hall, the spring, and the flurb, and they all sound kind of different. And there's a knob that lets me control how much reverb comes out of my violin. So here's what it sounds like without any reverb at all. Very flat, very dry. When I add the reverb in, sort of sounds like I'm standing in a really long room. And it sounds like a really natural reverb too, which is why I like this particular Holy Grail pedal.
So we talked about the LR Baggs and we talked about the reverb, and next up we're going to talk about octave pedals. And as you can guess, an octave pedal adds an octave higher or an octave lower to the note you're playing. So it sounds like this without an octave. And then I'm going to turn my octave pedal on and add a bit of a higher octave. I've got a little bit of the sub-octave in there too. And this is a mini pedal made by Mooer, which I had to scrounge the internet to find. But we highly recommend checking out the Nano POG as well. It's made by Electro-Harmonix. That's over on Sav's pedal board. And our band's a trio, so the octave pedal is a really good way to help fill out the sound.
So one of my favorite effects pedals on my entire pedal board is the Electro-Harmonix Crayon delay and looper pedal. What a delay is basically an echo of whatever sound you give it. And there's this thing called the tap tempo, which is connected to my delay pedal. You can see there's this little blinking red light, and that tells me exactly the rate at which I will be echoing my sound. And I can control that rate by tapping on this tap tempo, and yes, it does have a rainbow cat on it. But when I play it, it sounds like this. There's also a loop function, which basically allows you to record yourself playing one track and then record another one on top of that, and you can keep recording them and build a mini orchestra like that. So I definitely recommend the King and Delay and Looper pedal. It's awesome.
So we covered some of the basics, and now we're going to get weird. And this pedal is my Alexander Wavelength pedal. It's a modulation pedal, so it transforms the instrument into some weird psychedelic sounds. And we used it a lot when we were on tour a couple years ago with this EDM jam band, and it really helped hype up the show. So I'm going to go ahead and play through a couple different sounds. So this pedal, it's really easy to have a lot of fun with it.
So another one of our favorite effects pedals to use on our whole pedal boards is an overdrive or a distortion pedal, because what it does is it helps transform these electric string instruments into electric guitars and basses. I'm using a Crayon full range overdrive from Electro-Harmonix, and what this does is it helps emulate the sound of a tube amp being pushed to its limits. It creates this really warm, fuzzy, distorted, fat tone. It sounds like this. So I highly recommend that to anybody who would like to rock out a little bit.
We're going to take a minute and talk about our wireless units. Back in 2016, we signed on to represent Shure, and they had taken amazing care of our voices, our ears, and they introduced us to these awesome wireless units. This is the GLX-D4, and it works great with my NS cello because I'm already playing on a harness and it's lightweight and mobile. So with the wireless unit, I can actually get off the stage and into the audience, and up to about 300 feet within line of sight, we can interact and allows us to put on a really energetic live show. So if you ever have the chance to test out a wireless unit, definitely do.
Tying the whole pedal board together, we have the Voodoo Power Lab, which is a power conditioner. It sends clean power to 8 different pedals at once, gets rid of all the ground noise circulating within them, and it's a surge protector. We typically recommend one of these if you're using more than a couple pedals on your pedal board. It also tucks right underneath the pedal board out of sight. It's a great way to keep everything organized and to also take care of your pedals with a power conditioner.
So once you picked out your pedals, it's time to design your pedal board. And we met Templeboards at NAMM conference in 2019 and just fell in love with their design. The pedal boards are really lightweight, sturdy, and compared to a traditional pedal board that uses Velcro, they use a system of plates and screws that keep your pedals more secure. And their website also has a feature where you can design the layout of your pedal board at templeaudio.com. And they also come with really heavy-duty road cases that keep your pedals really protected if you're going to do a lot of traveling.
Once again, we're the Accidentals. Thank you so much for tuning in. Feel free to follow us at theaccidentalsmusic.com. We're going to end with a little jam. We're going to show off some of these effects pedals that we've been talking about.
We hope to see you at a live show.